What up, YouTubers? It's your boy, the Visionary, and welcome to another episode of Firesidechats. This is going to be an actual episode. I don't know what about. Actually, I do know what about. It's stemming from a conversation I was having with a friend, and usually, my general topic videos, which are like either 10 to 15 to 20 minutes, that are real in-depth into something. I usually have like a written or prepared script or basically a general outline on what I want to talk about. But this one, because I got to go to sleep probably the next 10-15 minutes or so, I'm just going to wing it. And it's about the exponential advance in technology that's occurred within the past like 4 years. I've been noticing, and I think most people have not noticed, that certain forms of technology or devices or tools that we've been creating within the past 4 years have basically catapulted our technological understanding to like a whole new level. Like I've been noticing in the public discourse, and when I say public discourse, side note, the public discourse is basically the public awareness, the public dialogue, meaning in conversation and interactions, and when we talk about stuff, it's one of the things we talk about in the public sphere of influence, in the public sphere of information. These are things that are being put into the public that are generally not known to the public for ages, and then either because we're watching TV, like we're watching a TV show, or we're watching the news, or we're reading a newspaper or a magazine or some sort of periodical or something like that, or we're at a conference where in general these breakthroughs in technology are told to us, like, oh, listen, we found out how to, we don't know, like make your penis like 2 feet bigger or some shit like that. When they find these things and they explain them to the public and they release the information to the public, they do it in certain ways because I guess too much technology or a certain advancement in technology, when not properly introduced to the public, will have disastrous effects. I guess you can say. I was talking to a friend of mine online about the Google glasses, right? This new technology that came out. It's causing a big uproar in the tech world as well as the legal world, because these glasses, basically what they can do is they're glasses that anyone can buy, and you put them on, and basically they're like mini computers for your face. And, they have the ability to facial scan people and tell you information about them, what their statistics are, and stuff like that. And all this information that's collected by your glasses is recorded and stored on a central, like, I guess you can call it mainframe, or hard drive, or somewhere that's controlled by someone or some group of people. So, a lot of proponents in the tech industry, and more or less a lot of proponents in the sphere of legal matters, are basically saying, yo, this is like an affront to privacy, because anywhere you go, these glasses will be recording like 24/7. I remember the precursor pair of glasses for this technology. I forgot the I was reading in a newspaper, not a newspaper, it was a magazine, where there was a guy, I think he was a test subject, and he basically said, you know what, I'll wear the glasses for the next like week or something like that. And he was wearing the glasses, and he was going about his day-to-day business, going to work, going to school, going to the gym or whatever. And he was married. So he basically was talking about what these glasses would mean and the implications for human interaction. And what he said was that it prevents people from feeling relaxed. You know what I mean? Because in all societies, all interactions, there has to be some sort of unaccountability in terms of lying or just shifting or altering the reality based on what you're going through. You know what I mean? And what happens is the glasses literally recorded everything that ever happened in that day. So when he got into a conversation or a conflict with his wife, an argument, they would rewind to the beginning of that the argument, to the reason why they had the argument. In his case, it was a situation where they were having a discussion about what to eat, and his wife when he came home, he brought something different from what they decided to get. So a big argument like came about that, and the wife like was overreacting like arr! So he rewinded the tape to see who was right, and it turned out what he brought home was actually what they decided on, and she was just flipping out, and then she started crying when this happened, and she's like, you shouldn't be using this stuff, and it's like, yo, and it turned out that she was like doing a lot of shit like they were having arguments for no reason, and it was her, like it was literally on her. That's another side argument, but anyway, for another subject. But yeah, like he recorded it, and he would rewind it, and every time they had an argument, it would show she was really wrong about pretty much mostly everything. He was wrong about one or two things, but overall it was her like flipping out, over exaggerating about certain things. So he said he doesn't like at first he thought it would be good, but it actually created a detriment in the relationship, because now it's like there's no trust, or there should be certain sort of boundaries in which a person can feel the way they want to feel in a given situation. And it has other applications in society, like, oh my god, what happens if you're at work and everyone has these Google glasses? So everyone is sitting down and they're talking and they're joking, and now you can't like talk about your boss who's an asshole to you, or you can't talk about the coworker who's been stealing your food or your lunch or some shit like that, because these glasses literally record every single second, every day of your life, like period. So yeah, this type of technology, once it gets into the public, it'll make things a lot difficult for regular average Joes. And number two, it's a great fucking tool for crime fighting, because what happens if you have people who's recording shit like every single day of the week, every second of their life, and then you download all that information onto a mainframe, you have access to information that's like fucking crazy. Like you literally, no one can lie at all. You'll have pretty much perfect account or telling of what happened during a situation or a crime or something like that. You know what I mean? This is just the first step. When they make that shit like basically nanotechnology, when they make it so like it's something that's internal, and they can like inject you with some shit, and it reconfigures your cerebellum, your cerebral cortex, and you be able to record shit and then download it into something, that's gonna be fucking crazy. That would be a crazy future. Which, on a side note, which reminds me of the whole what do you call it, what is the term? I'm forgetting the term. What is the term? Come on, term. Where are you in my head? Remember. Predictive programming. Yes. Predictive programming is basically when an idea or concept is illustrated in a certain form, aka television shows, movies, or TV. And it imprints an idea of what people who are putting these shows out want you to think in a given situation. They're trying to program you to behave in a certain way, given a situation or event or whatever's going to occur in the future. So I was watching this TV show called Continuum, and the show is basically about the future. It's like 70-something years into the future, and the governments of the world collapse. So what happens is that the corporations step in and they fix everything, but they're basically now the government. They're a new form of government. They're taking control of everything, and it's a tyrannical government. So a bunch of terrorists who are basically freedom fighters decide to fight the power, and they have a literal guns blazing war. So one of them creates a time device, and they shoot like the major head generals of the army for the resistance back into the past to start the war all over again and stuff like that. So one of the cops from that time hitched a ride to stop them. So one of the funny things about the show is that there's two pieces of technology that was in that show that they're talking about now that's in the real world. Technically one of them, and the other one is just the precursor, which is the Google glasses, are in the real world. But in this particular story, the future cop, the SPD or whatever you call them, when after they're trained, they're implanted with certain types of technology, and one of them is like instant video and audio recording, where it's like a nanotechnology they put into your body and reconfigures your brain so that you can record and remember all sounds and everything visually that you saw, and then after that you can download into a mainframe or something like that. So then it was that, and then it was the battle suit that she was wearing. All of them have this specialized suit that's like bulletproof. It can change colors. It's its own computer. Like it can hijack and jack into computers and shit like that. It'll show you your vitals and your statistics and stuff like that. It has access to all information. Everything. Suit is fucking crazy. So I see the show, and then I see commercials where there's a clothing company, a sportswear company that's designing the exact same shit that's in the show. Like literally suits that change color, and you press a button on the actual suit, and it'll show your vitals and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, that's fucking crazy. Like, holy fucking shit, that is predictive programming at its like fucking finest. Yeah, so yeah, the technology boom, it's going crazy. Like this, like you got cloud technology where basically, and I don't trust that shit. It's basically where information can be shifted and moved and translated between different types of medium, and more or less there's like a general storage area where you put all your information in one giant cloud. That's the reason why they call it that. So I think that technology is dangerous because it gives Big Brother or some organizing body the access to information that shouldn't be given access to without your consent at all. And you know, you can lose that shit once that cloud falls apart. Period. You know, if someone attacks the mainframe where that cloud is stored at, your shit is done. Like, don't ask for it back. There's no getting it back. There's no protecting your shit. And that's it. That's just the break off. This is part 1. I'm gonna talk about part 2, which is exponential explosions in technology and where it might lead, because I see lots of things happening, and I can see the future applications of some of these things, because it's really scary in my opinion. Yep, so that's it. Thank you for watching and listening. Take care. Peace.